Boom, baby. We're back. Davison Figueiredo beats Alex Perez by a guillotine, or what I like to call a boomatine. Beautiful submission. This guy's just a killer at flyweight, right? I mean, he's finishing guys. He's got a mystique about him. I mean, the only thing is that he doesn't speak English. That's the only kind of downfall right now. But we have a star on our hands at flyweight. It's nice to see that division firing away right now. Supposedly he's gonna stay in Vegas. He's gonna fight Brandon Moreno next. And that's going to be in December, right? Because I think the Aljo versus Peter Yan fight fell through. That's getting delayed till February, supposedly. So they're going to try to fill that fight in and, roll Davis and Figueiredo back to back. November, December. But one thing that I noticed in the fight and I wanted to talk about was the cage grab. Davison Figueiredo, he grabbed the cage and referee Mark Goddard slapped his hand and, told him, don't grab the cage. There's your warning, which a lot of times in the back in the locker room, they say, here's your warning. And if you do it, I'm going to take a point away. So it's kind of controversial because they say that to you, but then you do it in the fight and then they still kind of give you another warning or two. So what's the point, and where do we draw the line here? Because, Figueiredo grabbed the cage more than one time. He grabbed it, he prevented a takedown, which changes the whole trajectory of the rest of the fight. I always think about this, like when you leave your house to drive somewhere and, you have to turn around because you forgot something. You ever think like, well, now my whole entire future is different and set back, and the trajectory of the rest of my day and going forward is completely different than what it was going to be had I just left and never turned around and restarted. So it's the same thing in the fight, Davison Figueiredo prevents a takedown from Alex Perez, which he had a nice takedown. He had his leg elevated over his shoulder. The cage was kind of preventing Davison from falling. But had he not grabbed the cage, he might have fell. And Alex Perez could have been on top, and maybe the scramble would have been different. He wouldn't have ended up in that leg lock where he turned around and then kind of ended up in that chase game where he tried to get Davison's back, and then Davison turned and turned his back and kind of spinned around quick to latch onto the guillotine, which I actually like to do a lot myself. I really liked how he hit the guillotine, but I'm just talking about, how that cage grab changes the whole entire outcome. And I'm not saying, wow, Alex Perez would have won the fight. I'm not saying any guarantees, but the truth of the matter is that grabbing the cage, preventing a takedown can prevent the outcome of a fight, depending on where Alex Perez lands. Does he end up on top in half guard and he's landing ground and pound shots, and maybe he lands a big elbow and cuts Davison up, and now Davison can't see and there's blood all over his face. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that could have happened had he not grabbed the cage. So where do we take a point? Where do we stop the fight and say, listen, no, like you prevented a takedown from grabbing the fence, which is illegal, and now I'm going to give him the position. You as a ref, it's tough because you can't make an assumption. You can't say, well, I think he would have got you down, so I'm going to put you down here in this position. I think you would have landed in side mount. The referee can't do that. But what the referee can do is say, stop. I warned you. You grabbed the cage. You grabbed it again. I'm sorry, but I have to take a point. And, we're going to start in the position that he had you in. Let's say that. I think that would be fair. But, nonetheless, nothing got called. Nothing happened. Davison Figueiredo turned the tide. He had his back turned. He spun around. He latched onto the guillotine. It was tight. You thought Alex Perez might be able to pull out and get out of that, but it was just too tight, man. And he tried to kind of stand up, and it cinched it even tighter. So, now we got Davison versus Moreno. But honestly, I would have liked to see, what would have happened in that fight had it not played out like that with the fence grab and stuff. I don't know if all you guys saw that happen, but let me know what you think in the comment section. If you thought that, they should take a point, they should stop the fight if you're grabbing the fence like that, and what the rule set should be, and, how these referees should react. Give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel. We're trying to do these short videos. I know the attention spans are not that good these days, so everyone likes a little bit shorter of a video. So trying to do more content, but shorter clips for you guys. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at BrianBoom135. I appreciate it, and business is booming.